We are approaching 1 million subscribers on our YouTube channel. Can't believe we're even close to this. Can't thank you guys enough. If you haven't already, please go hit that subscribe button. Lots of fun NBA content coming your way. Real quick, I thought of this. We were playing in Phoenix when I was with Philly, and we used to all, and I was probably particularly bad about it, but we used to all get mad at TJ McConnell when he would pass up open threes because he just really did not feel comfortable shooting threes.
Really?
And I would get on him and I'll just be like, dude, that's the shot that the offense created. We're not going to get a better shot. You have to fucking shoot it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and he's an unbelievable mid-range shooter, great free throw shooter. For whatever reason, he wants to shoot a set shot from three that looks like he's taking a shit. Mm-hmm. The weirdest form I've ever seen because he gets so much elevation on his mid-range.
He does.
So we're in Phoenix, and we had that with Ben. We had that movement offense. Everybody's touching the ball. Mm-hmm. We work it side to side. End the shot clock. They swing it to TJ in the corner. It takes about 3 seconds to decide whether or not to shoot it. Gets down in a squatted position, and then at the last second swings me the ball with like 1.7, and I throw up some bullshit that doesn't hit the rim. TJ was like my little brother. I was joking, and I got on him about throwing me the grenade. Devin Booker said to TJ, he goes, JJ, what a loser. That's not winning basketball. Like, no, Devin. I'm only kidding because it's TJ.
Yeah, I'm only kidding because it's my guy.
But some of the stuff with you guys, like, because I watch you guys a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like some of the stuff with your offense is because you switch on defense. Like you have lineups on the court, even when Nick is out.
Yeah.
If Dayron's not in the game, you guys might play small.
Mm-hmm.
You're switching everything. Teams may adjust to that and put 5 guys out that can switch. Mm-hmm. So like the movement kind of gets bogged down, especially like later in quarters and particularly late game, where now all of a sudden it just becomes about ISO. And I asked Jacques about this last game I had. I was like, do you want to play so much ISO? Because you guys are number 1 in the league in ISO. I think it was right before the Boston game 2 weeks ago. I was like, do you want to play it? He's like, no, not really. I don't. It just happens. And I think some of that is because of the lineups you put out for defensive purposes. Mm-hmm. Teams then just switch everything when you guys are on offense.
Exactly.
And it kind of bogs things down a little bit. Exactly. And you're like, all right, we got a matchup. Let's go ISO. Let's ISO hunt.
Honestly, anybody kind of goes through that, especially the teams with the top scores. Even when we play Boston, they was even doing the ISO game to pick on game. So I feel like it just depends on the game because obviously some teams we can't really do that on. Like Miami, they're good in the half court, they load up. So that game is more movement, more passing, more ball movement, getting a shot. But some teams, 1 through 5 everything, then it just turns into, okay, I got a big on me. Get the space in. That's probably the best matchup we got. A guard on the big, we can get by him, get foul, or drive and kick, find a play for one of our shooters. So I feel like it depends on the game, really the team we're playing in game. So I feel like that's more. So it's good.
Do you have 2 questions? Do you have other young guys around the league you particularly like to watch score in particular? And then the second question is just about defensively. Are there guys who defend you really well that you think are, I think we know Drew, we know some of these guys are like sort of the best guys in the league who are a little underrated?
You guys get buckets really well. Shea, I like watching Shea play. Book, obviously. Book. Tyrese Maxey getting buckets this year. Shout out to him. It's a lot of good young bucket getters. Obviously, I feel like I'm number 1. You have to feel like that. But there's a lot of good young bucket getters.
Confidence. Yeah.
You always got to have, confidence in that aspect. And what was the second question?
Defensively, like who do you feel like when you're playing them, when you have them the next night, they're gonna just guard you tough?
Yeah, this year, when we played Boston at home. Drew was solid. He didn't really go for many of my fakes, on a pump face, so I had to, shoot over him a little bit, and just, try to stay as poised as I can, get screens, because he's a solid defender, so you just had to don't want to overdo it, force it, because that's where you get in trouble, because he has good hands, quick hands, and just turns a lot of turnovers. So you just try to be as calm as you can, because obviously it's tough. Great defender, he's not gonna go for your fakes, so you just gotta stay poised and just rise up and fire and knock it down.
Cam, I think you've established that you can score the basketball, and as you look towards returning to the court, the rest of this season, your next 3 or 4 years in the NBA, what's your focus on in terms of your own growth as a player? Where do you feel like you're making strides, and where do you feel like you still have to make some strides?
Yeah, I definitely made strides on the defensive end this year. That was a big emphasis for us. In the summer, coming into training camp, where our scheme is. So I feel like this year I made a lot of strides on that end. And obviously, I can keep growing as the playmaking aspect. I feel like it's kind of tough because on our team, we have Ben, Spence, we have the ball handlers and playmakers. And then, I'm still in the aspect of, scoring. But obviously, I want to be, I wouldn't say point guard, but obviously be the guy bringing the ball up, stuff like that. I have to, at a point in time, it's going to be turning to that. Obviously, with some of the lineups we have, when Spence is out and, Ben's out right now. So, when I come back, probably be some lineups when I'm the point guard. So, just want to keep making good reads and keep improving in that aspect. So, I just want to keep improving in that.
Okay, Cam, last question. The Roback question. Reminder to our viewers, you can use the code OLD on roback.com for 20% off your first purchase, RHOBACK.com, code OLD. Cam, been in the league now, a few years. You've had some success scoring. Curious about your overall personal goals as an NBA player, what your aspirations are, what your ceiling is in your mind, and how do you go about achieving that?
I feel like I don't really look into me having a ceiling for real. I just try to, get better every day, on and off the court as a person. That's really the main thing. But what I say all the time is, just playing this year. Just continue to play, be in a rotation, playing. That's really the goal this year. Whatever happens when I'm out there. I produce. I'm productive when I am out there. So just staying in a rotation as much as I can and just, staying productive, staying consistent. So that's really my goal for this